You guys hear me? Morning, good morning. Q15's just opened. We're looking for 20s to ideally be sustained here if we're going to continue up on NQ. Our first look above. Understand that this is Russell into resistance here, previous month value low and our weekly value low. Need to see the Russell be able to reclaim 41s for more upside and make them supportive just like we're looking at on NQ. If NQ fails this higher low above value and looks back in, we expect a full range retrace back down to the pacing we saw this morning. Note that NVIDIA is below that 1200. We gapped down below it and have been holding it as resistance. ES is holding our opening candle as supportive right now on the look above, but we do need to see holds across the board for these gap fills if we are going to get them. I think a pretty easy level to play off of right now is the previous month high and our 20 pivot from yesterday, which was the dip low. Your first target here, if ES can hold this like 50-53, is going to be 9, previous day value low, of course. And that'll be dependent on if Russell and NQ can maintain these higher lows that we're building right now. This is going to be a rather quick stream for me today as I'm moving today. Mario should be on a bit earlier, and should stay until around 2 or 3, I'm thinking. Just to let you know. I should be. No, no, he is. I talked to him yesterday, so he'll be on today. And he should be on a bit earlier today. I just want to let you guys know that I'm gonna be leaving a bit earlier. I move from. I should be fully moved in by the end of the weekend, Polski. But I've got my movers coming in tomorrow morning. I gotta get like a lot of stuff done tonight. Doing like all the small things today that I can myself. Big things tomorrow. Yeah, I've already got my Wi-Fi set up. Did that this week. I can't do hardwired in this new place, sadly. Alright, let's see what we can do here. The walls are just concrete, and the fiber adapter or whatever it's called is not in the room where my office is going to be. So I just don't want a cord going through the place. We need NQ back over 40s. Just as same thing as yesterday, where we saw 20s that dip into 20s and then the look over 40. And then we got our bid back up to 57. I'm going to assume that the same levels are basically going to apply here, where we need to be able to build above. I'm glad you did, Crom. It's it feels so much less stressful on smaller, I think. Yeah.
At 10 a.m. Eastern Time, we get US wholesale inventories month over month. Forecast 0.2% on the prior 0.2%, and US wholesale sales month over month. Forecast 0.5% on the prior, minus 1.3%.
Morning, my batters. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it'll be okay. Maybe I need to put like extenders in each room or something. I'll figure it out once I actually get in there and see. Look over 40 here. Testing our previous day value low on NQ. Pushing into our target here on ES off of the hold of our open. Just like we talked about. Into our 59s. This is your first PT. We're going to go for the full gap fill. We should see our previous day value lows hold as supportive on a look above. This is your 57 target on NQ off of the push over 40s, just as yesterday, right? Dip into 20s, push over 40s, gives you their push up. So we're now doing the full gap on NQ. And we see that NVIDIA is coming back up into our 1200 here. Previous day value low on ES. Expect a bit of selling here. See if we can get back above. There's not a ton here until we can get over 90s on NQ, which is your first pivot really is this 68.75, just same levels as yesterday. Now that we're back into balance, what we're watching for here again is we're looking for the bid to be able to hold yesterday's value low on NQ for that higher low if it's going to do it. We'd love to see this 45-40 area hold. You don't want to see that go offer here again after the fill. Another rejection into our 1200s on NVIDIA, top of our range. And need to really see this like 45-40 area hold as supportive for bid continuation on you. Need to get back in that offer up at 68.75 and give it a test. Currently just trading with yesterday's value or attempting. We have 6 minutes on this candle. For ES, right, we got our hold of open, push into previous day value low, and we are so far rejecting. We want to see a push back above the ability to bid here, flag, look over POC, rotate the full range. That's your bullish rotation. Need to get back into yesterday's balance. Failure is just going to look like this staying offer, and then basically just coming back down, retest today's balance. Solid bid from our look into that 40-45 on NQ, pushing up in 68. Again, that 68.75 is our edge. We met extraordinary sellers yesterday.
So in 5 minutes' time now, at the top of the hour, see the release of the US wholesale inventories month-over-month revised. Forecast 0.2% on the prior 0.2%, and the wholesale sales month-over-month forecast 0.5%, on the prior minus 1.3%.
Forty bid maintaining so far, but offer lowering down. You can see sellers trying to push price down here. If 45s now hold this offer, right, we expect a rotation back into value. Need to see this dip get bought rather quickly, or expect us to come back down to retest that 20. These dips don't get bought into 40 pretty aggressively. Just like yesterday, really going off of this this NVIDIA rotation, where this was our wick low, and this pivot was our wick high. So when we're actually going to be breaking out, we'll probably have NVIDIA do something like that. Yeah, it's pinned in chat. You check pins, but also have it. I just replaced Tick with NVIDIA for yesterday. Should be the same chart. Back to our 20s here on NQ. See if buy side's willing to defend as we push down into this 10-20 area. Would not want to see us go any lower. This 10 to 20, and then we're trading back up into 40s if we do hold. If you are playing shorts off of our previous day resistance and rejection off of our previous value low, right, like this is your first target, you want to be moving your stops down, then we're just back to our supportive bid here. Now we test to see if we get back into the bottom of our rotation or if we're able to hold here. Great job, Chrome. So again, from the hold of 20s, we watch for the offer into 40.
1 minute remaining for US data. I'll leave with the
News in
wholesale
1 minute.
inventories month over month revised. $10.
New 15s and news opening both at the same time here. Right at our 1 o'clock.
0.1%,
There we go.
0.1%, lower than forecast.
QVZ's
0.2%.
first zone's open
Wholesale
now.
sales month over month at 0.1%, 0.1% as well, lower than forecast 0.5%.
Pushing into first target here on NQ from our hold of 20s. Need to get back over 40 and make it supportive, or that it will be where our seller is sitting. That is also where our PVZ is.
So we have posted out the US wholesale inventories April report on the feed for anybody interested. In 10 minutes' time now, at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time, we expect comments from ECB's President Lagarde, who gives a speech at the Foundation Maurice Allais in Paris.
On the Lotto scanner, let me check. Sorry, I was just writing that up. I think the Lotto scanner is going to be pretty skewed today with all of the degens. Wow, this is what it looks like right now. Yeah, micros are definitely the way to go for, I would say, 90% of you. I was talking to someone in DMs last night and I was saying like you can buy like, two at a time or five at a time, into your initial low and then add once we see that higher low where we saw our previous seller and then start scaling into your position on the right side of the V, right? You can keep your losses pretty minimal, attempting like the first touch into a zone. And then once we start seeing those higher lows or that bid kind of stepping up, and a reclaim of our first like real sell level where our offer was, then you just start loading in and you just move your average up and then start scaling out into our, levels above. Your life becomes a bit more easy. You don't have that emotional damage of immediately being red on a position and being down an amount of money it's not comfortable with.
Russia's Novak says oil supply should be increased in order to ensure balance.
This is our current range right here. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why you would need 50 micros. I mean, 5 lots is it's a huge position, but 20 micros, 2 minis is a great position to kind of work with and scale into.
And Novak says oil demand will rise by more than 1 million barrels per day each year in the next 10 years.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go, especially if you're on like a 50K account. I think that fits your drawdown pretty nicely. Because you can be pretty comfortable and yeah, again, I was talking in DMs yesterday and I was talking about how you need like literally five $50 trades and then just meet like a 250 goal, right? And then just do that a couple days in a row and all of a sudden you've met your profit target and you've coasted through your eval and you didn't stress yourself out, right? Like if you can find a couple rotations, take $50 off, leave a runner, maybe get $100 at the end of it, uh, your life's gonna be feeling a lot less stressful doing something like that than trying to like risk it all for one PT, right? And like meeting your profit target all in one. So far, perfect rejection off of this 40-45. Not a ton here until we can look above. Just right back down to our 20s. So far, rejecting off of previous day value low as well on ES. Levels are maintaining. No change. 3 minutes, 30 seconds. So, I don't know if it's starting next week, but the plan here, guys, for classes going forward is we're going to focus on a single mechanical setup each week, and we are going to do a full breakdown of that mechanical setup, go and find examples together, and create a basically a risk to reward model for that mechanical setup and put it into a PDF. And so by the end of all the weeks, we should have a full entire playbook that we've developed together with classes that are associated with each and every single mechanical setup that we put in. So you'll have this full community playbook that we've built together that you can always reference. And for new people, they should be able to immediately go to a single setup, watch the class that we developed to get the setup together with, right? And reference it. And it should be a really good starting area for you guys to develop your own playbooks. And I think that that should rejuvenate our education model a bit, but also have like long-term benefits for everyone. Just wanted to bring that up. I don't know if it'll be starting next week, but it might be the week after that. We have to just see how much planning has to go into it, but that is the plan. Mariona agreed to it last night. I brought it up. Yeah, and then we'll basically have like the TFC Bible, right? It'll be a nice little quick resource that we can always reference. And then like for the Excel sheet, we should be able to like immediately everyone will be on the same page referencing the same kind of mechanical setups with the same names and understand like the risk to reward for each. Should be good. Yeah, we do. I see your question about three-leg goose. I personally do not use three-leg goose anymore because a lot of the things that were in three-leg goose are now uh, in Patty and PVZ. There's nothing wrong with three-leg goose, but I think that having both three-leg on plus Patty plus PVZ is a bit overkill because there's a lot of overlapping features. Um, three-leg goose is meant
So
for
shortly expecting
wow,
comments from
it's
ECB's
loud.
President Lagarde. Just under 1 minute's time now.
Three-leg goose is meant for momentum continuation. It's a really good for the morning, using the three anchored VWAPs that start at the beginning of the session to kind of give you an idea of how people are positioning. We've taken that idea and we've approached it on PVZ, the newest indicator that we've released, with an anchored VWAP that starts every. We have three of them now, but we've separate them by the periods when our new zones open. So it's a very similar idea where we're watching how positioning is occurring around those levels and if we're above or below. But we've now kind of updated it into three separate anchored VWAPs at three separate times of the day. We have a video, a full class covering three-leg goose, as well as a short video going over all of the features inside of it on the YouTube channel. But again, I don't think it has a ton of practical use now
Dollar
with
extending gains hitting
Patty,
157
PVC,
against
and
the yen.
Stacked
That's last up
being out.
0.9%. They're currently on track for its biggest daily percentage rise since late April.
But there should be a video on YouTube covering the indicator when we released it. But I think that it's a bit outdated from our current teaching concepts. Again, we've included 90% of what's in there in our newer indicators. The reason why we do that is because a lot of people aren't paying for the most expensive versions of TradingView. And so when we add new features or update some concepts to with how we've been educating over the years, we want to kind of condense the indicators so that they can still fit on your chart, but still kind of keep the same concepts, right? A lot of people can only have like 2 or 4 indicators on. So that's, PVZ, Patty, Stacked, and Tick, or something like that. It just depending on what tier you are subscribed to on TradingView, you're very limited. So we will always want to kind of condense things as we move on so that you can always still have the indicators on that you want to use. Yeah, there should be a video for every single indicator. There should be a full class basically going over them. And if you need like short-term resources, always check the TradingView bios, as they almost always have very detailed drawings as well as explanations for what each component does. Pushing back up into our resistance here, into our 63s. Yeah, I'd really like to see this 40-45 now hold for that move up into 70s again. That's 68, 75. I'm out 2/3 of my position though, off the hold from 20 and that look into 20s. Need to now see 40-45 hold or anything more. This is an ES coming up into target. Need to get over 62. Yeah, that's, yes, great job. Where did I get it in on ES? I'm not playing on ES. I'm on NQ, playing off of our 20. I just have my two runners.
So we have posted our ECB's Lagarde's full speech on the feed for anyone interested. There doesn't seem to be many mentions of
I
monetary
figured most
policy
of
in
you
here.
would really like it, and it'll make you actually do your playbook because we'll be doing it together. Nothing like some forced accountability, you know? Yes, I agree, Kels. It's hard with a lot of the people in here have been learning and growing for multiple years, and so for newer people, I can see it being rough trying to catch up. So I really want to hone in on a model that works well for newer members. Seeing as we've actually gotten a decent influx of new people and people coming back, need to have a way to catch them up rather quickly. I mean, this is definitely a journey, right? It takes a while to get into this, to be profitable and to actually like build things on your own and develop healthy habits and get rid of all of your bad ones. But um, we should at least be able to give you a general idea rather quickly, and then things for you to work on. So really want to build into that. You know, Mario and I actually put together like an entire course with like tests and everything. But we're not like incredibly happy with it. We made that about a year ago, for when we were doing the charity event with those like teaching people from it was like this like these like African kids who are like coming in and who like barely knew any English who were learning trading. But I don't know. I think we need to revamp it or just completely like chalk it. POC here on NQ. Russell ES retesting our previous day value low at 59. We really want to see this bid maintain here. This is about as low as you want things to go. Make this blue. And the biggest thing with trading micros is don't compare yourself to other people. Like some people are going to have regular minis on, right? They're going to be making a lot more money, but like it doesn't meet your risk tolerance. Don't trade it. Taking $50 to $100 out of trades is completely okay and will compound. And I promise you, you will be fine. I really need to stress that. Like the only person you should be comparing yourself is the day before, right? Like do not look at other people's P&L. Use it as inspiration, but do not try to follow it. Trade what's in your risk profile and what you can actually handle. Blowing up your account from 2 trades is not the way to go. It's so important that you're able to recognize that and grow off of it. Make realistic goals for your account size and for what you can emotionally. I'm gonna just like bring this thing up again, but like this is just trading a max of 2 micros. Or sorry, basically 2 minis with micros, scaling in and out. But like look at the trade sizes that I'm taking here. This is from last Friday, the close, I believe. Or maybe Monday. I don't know. Weeks, everything rolls together. But like, do you see? Like, I'm taking like $30 off, $50 off. But like, my runners are going up into hundreds. But like, and it looks small, right? Like, it doesn't look like a ton. But like, this is $1,400 over the day. Like, you need to realize like compounding is a thing and it works. This isn't even like the whole day. This is just the afternoon. Right? Like this is a few trades, just like trading a couple pivots, playing it, scaling in, scaling out, adding size when we've recovered a previous level, taking it out. But like, and the reason I'm posting this is because I want you to realize like it is possible, and like it isn't like you shouldn't just like kind of like throw the idea out the window and not try it because you think that it's less money. It's really important that like you get kind of like have a realization that there's nothing else in the world that pays you like this for doing what you're doing, and that like making $50 from clicking a button and then closing it, or $100 and like clicking 2 buttons is like it is a godsend, right? Like we are very lucky that this exists, and humble yourself a bit, you know. Yeah, we've already done that, Wise. That already exists. But yeah, Most of my levels are just based off of like our node structure. Like if you look at what's happening here on ES, all I'm watching for here is we have a node that's built out like this, and we have a node that's built out like this. Where are my levels? Well, we have a level at our value in between our LVN here, because this is the separation between our lower distribution and our higher distribution. I expect dips to be bought into this, or a seller to step down below, and this to become our resistance for a transition through this range. That's basically it for the shorter term stuff. I expect if we look back into this and then this offer holds, a rotation through this node back down to the bottom, right? Because this is acceptance back into this auction. But for higher time frame stuff, it's pretty similar, where I'm just taking previous days value ranges from value high to value low, and just watching to see where price was balanced, and then marking up those areas, watching our high volume edges and our low volume nodes, right? Like these LVNs here, and then just using those as kind of our auction pivots to let us know if we're going to be able to transact above or below, right? Can we maintain previous balance as supportive, or are we going to need to rotate through it because we have now accepted back in? But we've done multiple classes covering stuff like that, but we can definitely talk about it again. There is I believe on the website they are all organized, and I believe in the channels there's also a breakdown for each section. You just don't have them turned on. I think they like are broken down by like volume profile, structure, a bunch of other stuff. That's all Darian's wheelhouse, but I believe that exists. Yeah, of course. All the classes are on the website and on YouTube, and should be labeled accordingly. MBLY? I don't think so. Man, it's a really nice downtrend break. Jeez. I feel like you could probably just use these two ranges to play off of. You're basically looking for dips to get bought into this, and then for a supportive build above. That should be able to rotate up the sell side. Same thing for this. If this can be supportive, should be able to look up into that. This becomes resistance again, and we see something like this offer, then we expect to push back down 68. would assume. I don't know, I did this quickly, but that makes sense structurally to me. What did Roy and Kitty say today? Did he already do his stream? 12 Eastern? Looks like we traded like right into 65 and sold. Makes sense. Yeah, of course they did. They actually hate retail. They've done this multiple times. These companies are not your friends. They do not care about you. Stocks up, they're gonna sell as well, just like you should be doing. They're just not as greedy as most retail. So of course they're gonna do an offer. Oh, you pumped our stop 100%? Surely you don't think that we're gonna hold. I don't even know, like I get that that's the position. But yeah, like I don't think they would want him on, and especially with like what's already happened, it just seems like a bad PR having him on. I don't know anything about anything of that stuff, but I'm just thinking as like if I was on a publicly traded company, would I want a retail degen who's been basically has incredible influence? I would say probably more so than Ryan to be able to affect stock like uh I don't know. It just seems like you run into an issue of getting into some legal trouble relatively quickly for stock manipulation if he owns that much and has that much of an effect on stock. But again, like I don't know anything. It just seems like really murky waters. How about one more here on NQ, just into our most recent high, into this Q. I really want to leave a runner for a push up into that 68 again, but just gonna take off a little risk because this is ES on the full gap fill. One left here. Still, I think just like playing off this 40-45 on any look down into it is what we're watching to see if we can hold. For ES, we just want to see the ability to look over 64s and start to kind of build there, and we should be able to trade back up to 68s. Think about what we talked about this morning. We have now held previous day value low as supportive on both ES and NQ here on this retest. So now we can rotate through yesterday's range, right? So pushing up into our previous day value here from our previous month high at 68 into our target now to our 70. This is your full value rotation off of the reclaim, the hold, right? And then the push in through the range. This is our full range rotation on ES. What are we doing on NQ? Well, we've now pushed into our value. We have traded up into POC. This is our 68
Coyote
target.
reports that Japan is to
And we
extend
know that
gasoline
if this is able to
subsidies
make
beyond
supportive, we
summer.
should be able to go up to our value high. That is your full rotation of yesterday's value. What were our levels that we played off of yesterday? You're looking for dip buys into 20, recovery of our 40, rotation back up to our 68 and 75. What have we done today? Well, that, right? So this is your full targets across the board, right? Top of our range. Need to be able to build above if we're going to get anything more. Same sellers still sitting here at the 68.75. Pushing into our 75s now. Move stops up. Remember, 80s was our look above, and that's our push into previous day value high as well. Maybe I need to full size this for those that have really short term memory. We have this seller at this 90.95. We have the seller that was at this 68.75. And we have this guy who's at this 105, and we just are looking for acceptance over these levels and kind of a push and high. We're going to get expansion, or we expect kind of rotations between these ranges until we see acceptance above, and we trade into the next one. Same thing goes for ES, of course. We are now making a new high, but we want to see this 72.75 hold as supportive, and we can start to look for more upside. Russell into our resistance here. See if we can build up these highs. You should just be in runners if you're playing off of 20s or 40s. We are at the top of the range. Now let's see if we can build, right? We want to see that 68.75 area kind of become supportive on a retest if we have it look back in. You've got your 380 above, right? Just pushing up into our overnight high. If we can hold our weekly value high here, be able to look for that push into our overnight. I would believe deeper retrace is going to be this pullback in our resistance, our stay value high, and look for a bit there for a very similar idea. Yeah, and that's fine. Like Nvidia just needs to be able to hold sideways if the rest of the market wants to get the move. It is fine. With the Russell pushing and NQ pushing, we get actual movement. We're not dependent on a single stock here, which is the idea. Yesterday was just because Nvidia was literally the market, and the day before that as well. But if both Russell and NQ are both pushing up, we don't need it. We just need it to not sell, right? It has enough strength and size, or sorry, weighting is probably the better word, to affect us if it actually breaks out of a range. But if it's just neutral and the rest of the market wants to go up, we go up. New 15's just opened. We're looking for this 85.80 to hold, I think, on bid, or we come back down into 75s. So really just keeping an eye to see if we can continue these higher lows here. Any dips down into 85.80, I want to see immediately get bought
The US
off of the
index has
previous
turned
15-minute
positive.
candle.
The S&P up 0.2%, Nasdaq up 0.1%, Dow is outperforming, up 0.5%.
Actually, that's a lie. We want to see 90 to 85 immediately bid. If we don't, then a pushback down to 75 seems pretty likely. So really watching this 90 to 85. Sorry, I was looking at deltas now. That makes a lot more sense. Offer lowering into our 90s. Let's see if buy side's willing to defend. Good so far. We're keeping an eye on this 380 on ES. Again, that's our target off of the hold of the 72.75 in bid. Pushing into target now. Same with our 105 on Q. Be your first target. Understanding that this is where our seller was positioned top of the range yesterday. Need to be able to see that breach above or expect absorption into it. Look over our overnight high on ES as well. Will be a good sign that we want more, something like this. But until then, want to be moving our stops up as we approach this level, understanding that this is where buyers were able to push price up to in the overnight session. So it might take a bit more time, right, to
Putin
show that
says
we
there
want to
is
go
no
higher.
case for nuclear weapon
We shall
deployment,
see.
but says, I don't rule out changes in our nuclear doctrine.
105 test here again on NQ. I'm out 2 into 105 from our bid into 90s. I have 1 left. Look for more over 15. Been wrong, taking 10, 15 point scalps. Again, I want to like reiterate, like, if we know that we're looking for that bid in the 90s, like, how much money do you think you can make in like 10, 15 points? Like, what do we, like, this is my one runner I have left. Like, do I need to capture that full range to be happy with the money that I'm making? No, I can play it in sections, right? Like, who cares? Is it cool to be able to post a screenshot from the low and be able to have captured the full move? Yeah, definitely. But there are opportunities to get back in all the time. Immediate rejection off into our 15 edge at the highs. Yeah, exactly. My average trade time today is really screwed up because I left a runner overnight and then it stopped out this morning before I woke up. From 1950, could have sold into the highs and then it stopped out at break even this morning. I slept in. Feels bad, man. Decision run guys are usually pretty good. I think that they're playing with fire, trying into short GME. They got punished really hard last time on their initial push in, and that caused a secondary squeeze, or it was part of the reason why. I think that they're always a bit early. They do good research. I can't imagine what you have to think to short something like that. I don't know. Like, yes, it should be shorted, but like also like what is like your like how can you be trading other people's money and like be putting a short on in something that's that volatile? It just doesn't seem responsible. Like they have so many great takes, Citron, where they like do like full analysis of companies and they like short and it works out wonderfully, right? They put out these huge hit pieces. Um, but like playing off of something that's like that volatile, like there are clearly other factors in play right now than just like a dying business, you know? I don't know. It just seems like such a bad take. Like even if they're right, it's still a bad take because of all of the other factors that are going on that are external. Like why would you put that risk on? Just don't get it. There's 7,000 stocks. Like what? Really? You're gonna play the one that has the potential to squeeze to infinity? I think we might have one more down here. We'll have to see if Russell can maintain at this pivot at 42s or if we need that push down into 39.70. It seems a bit like a coin flip right now. It's bid. 90 hold is really good, but we have 5 minutes left in this candle. If the Russell shows weakness, I could see us kind of one more leg down. We want to see a decently strong higher low here off of our hold of our 90s on NQ. Expect one more leg down. I just keep stops break even if you are playing off of that. See if the Russell can get the bid that we need at 42. We kind of just hit target, to be honest. Chris. We need to push over this 105, 115 area on NQ. It's the same selling area as before from yesterday. This is exactly where we found our resistance. So for any sort of expansion, we're going to need to see the ability to push above, or we're just trading yesterday's balance. So yesterday's range was this 68.75, this 90.95, and this 105, 115. So watching for this dip into this 68.75 in a bid is kind of what we're really watching for here. Same thing with ES into 68 to 71s. Can this dip be bought? Can we sustain at our higher low on the breakout of our pivot? This is our push down into Russell value here. You'll see if we see a higher low bid step in or if we're going to need to do a full rotation of our entire range. So far bid stepping in, but we need to see this push over 82 on it, or expect your offer to be sitting there on the recovery. Sorry, the re-entry of value, right? We're watching for this move to happen for downside continuation for a full range retrace. For upside, we need to see this become supportive above our pivot on the re-entry back into yesterday's value high. So just watching this 68.75 for the bid to maintain or expect a rotation back through the range. See if the bid gets bought here as we push down in, or if this will become our resistance on a look down and touch the offer for 68.70. Looking for a bid to kind of manifest here. 68's on ES as we push down. Or again, expect this to come in, retest the full rotation. Same thing goes for this area. Push back down. Reoffer if we don't see a hold here into 68. Russell's still pushing down. Still some weakness. That offer holding at our 75. Pushing down into our new PVZ here at 61.50. Again, this is our level in the sand that we have drawn. If the offer remains here, we expect the full rotation down back into previous day value low. So really need to see our bid step in here or expect more like now. We can't get back over 75s. Very similar thing on ES here. Backdoor POC at our 62s. 62s are able to either hold as supportive or we probably have one more rotation down into this like 56.58 on ES. So really watching to see if our bid can maintain here. We now have a new level to play off of with our PVZ opening at 61.50 on NQ. So far holding as our offer. Again, this is the same balance as yesterday, so we should be very familiar with these areas. I think our key here is going to be, can the Russell get back over POC, or is this reoffer going to lead more downside, seeing as this was kind of our starter off of our hitting our PTs. Got our Russell weakness first. So can we get back over POC here, or does this reject? Same thing for, of course, NQ into our 68.75. The offer able to maintain where our previous buyers were. Again, just look left. Previous buyers were here. We are now below that. Is the offer now going to be able to hold that on a retest back in from the dip below? If so, then we expect continuation down, right? That is what lower highs and lower lows looks like. Previous buyers are now offsides. Sellers are now stepping in where they used to be. I would really like this dip back into this 38.45 area in a bid to hold. If previous day value low becomes resistance, I expect us to at least retest the low on the day today. Probably make a new low. That's kind of going to be our main pivot here if we go offer again on previous day value low, right? Because we just did the full range rotation where we looked above yesterday's value, saw our same sellers. So if we look below it again, then we probably expect trend to kind of follow suit there. So what I mean by that, just gonna full size now that we've done the full range. We rotated above, right, on a hold of previous day value here, and that allowed us to have expansion up, right? But now on a look back in, we see the full rotation back down, right? So we're now retesting this low. So what happens if instead of a bid stepping in here, the offer now is willing to hold, and now we have trapped buyers up at these highs and sellers take advantage? Well, we'll probably be expecting something more so like this. So really watching this bid step in here. If sellers take advantage on the reoffer into our value, and we don't see buyers be able to reclaim here, reaching this entire range into the lows makes a lot of sense. So watch this 40.45 now for the offer. Because if the offer holds, right, we're going to get that continuation down. Again, lower highs, lower lows. Need to see a pretty aggressive bid. So for this to be a nice level to try to trade for longs, we need to see the reclaim back into value before you look for long side or expect sellers to be positioned in this blue box now. I want to make that very clear. We have a seller in control, so we need to see a recovery of a level and then buyers actively willing to support this move or expect, again, this rotation through. Oops, I did the wrong thing. This 34.7 is pretty important on the Russell. This is our 30-second opening range high.
Natural gas futures extend gains.
See
Prices
if
at the
we can
high
find a
since
bottom in
January
here.
this year.
Look back in above our 40. Sorry, I should really start just that's what it is. 38 to 45. So just as before, need to see this 40.45 become supportive before we look for longs. Then we play back up into 68.75. If 38.45 holds as resistance, we look for continuation down off failure to get back into previous day value. And we look for 10s on the NQ. I want this to be very clear that this is our current value. Value high, value low, right? This is the node. These are our 3 rotations. We're looking for the ability to build either below this level or above this level and hold, or expect rotations to kind of occur within these 3 areas. Pushing down into our 10s now, into our value low. No, I did not, Rory. It looks good though, but I did not. Just waiting to see what happens here into this 38.45. I'm gonna have to get off relatively soon, so I don't know if I'm gonna take a new position. We'll have to see if we can get anything big. Expecting Mario to hop on like relatively soon, and then I think. Yeah. Doing some small stuff today. But like being able to get off early allows me to pack up my office, which is like actually like putting my monitors and securing all of that stuff. It's like one of probably like the most major rooms that I have to pack, and it also has to be like I had to wait until the last second to do it. No, I'm not moving very far. It's probably like a I don't know 20-minute drive. It's really not that bad. But because I have to work every day, I had to wait to pack up my monitors, my computer, my desk, all that crap until after 2 blocks over. Yeah, I'm actually carrying things across the street. Yeah, but there's a service elevator that I rented out, so it's not a big deal. And I'm not personally doing the move. I'm paying people to do it for me, so it's not bad. I just have to pack.
Hello, everybody.
Yo,
What is up?
just waiting to see if we can get back into value, or if it rejects, let me go down.
You see the GameStop offering?
Yeah, it's a classic.
So these like what 2 offerings in a row now? What are they gonna buy? They're definitely gonna buy a company. Like you don't
Surely.
just generate this much cash, right?
Yeah,
Surely.
surely.
So who are they gonna buy?
Uh,
Any guesses? Kids, can you tell me who the AMD? They're not gonna buy AMD. Nice try. Is they're gonna buy Amazon Game Studios? Hello? You guys are. I understand why you guys aren't like venture capitalists. Holy cows. I mean, I would love that surf. I love how you guys, none of you thought of anything like a video game related for the video game company.
It's too obvious.
Oh, bro. Have you seen any good video
No.
games?
You're right.
Oh. Bungie, Sony, did what? Activision is still up. They can be bought, right?
Ooh, nice, maldito.
Did that go through, Kiz? I thought it was still in. Okay.
I don't have a lot of great photos of, but when the, not that clips, the aurora was visible, I actually went to the place and it looked like this. I don't have a great photo because but it was still super surreal being able to see this downtown. Hey, look at that. So cool, man. This is from my dad's place though, so it's not yeah, I'm in Ohio. I'm in Cleveland. I'm actually moving into the same building my dad is, but he's on floor I think like I don't know 15 or 17. But my place is up at on 32, so I have a much better view than him. It feels good, man.
Oh.
I'm actually on the same side too, so I just have a much better view in general.
See, he's out on the balcony. You can just like hawk loogies at him from above. Lovely.
Canadian dollar weakens to a near 1 month low at 1.3747 per dollar.
But the coolest part, and the reason why I even moved there is that from my bedroom, you can see what is it called now? Progressive Field, Jacobs Field.
Just noting the dollar extending
And they
gains as
do,
the DIX
so you've
up
got the
around
full
0.8%.
waterfront, and then you have the baseball
S&P
stadium,
500
and they
back
do
around flat on the
fireworks at
session now,
least once a
just down
week.
slightly.
So from my bedroom and from my office window at night around like 9, you get full fireworks at least once a week.
That's cool.
It's, yeah, very cool. I don't know how long that novelty is going to last, but very cool for the short term.
I feel like
Just
usually
move to
that stuff
Disneyland.
is pretty good about like timing of things.
Yeah.
Like you know.
It's too loud. No, it's not loud at all. Actually, it's kind of crazy. You barely hear it through the window. Yeah, during season, yes. For home games. And it's very close to some of the major music venues, like actually like down the street. So I'm a big show goer, so very good for me. Yeah, you did, Kiz. That's for sure what I said. No, but like the House of Blues is like, I don't know, 3 blocks away. Uh, like Playhouse Square is like literally here. Like all of like the big venues are here, so very nice, very walkable. 30 minutes, wait, no, 40 minutes basically until Roaring Kitty gets on and pumps the stock or drops the stop by $20. Watching our look back into this 38.45, see if the offer sticks or if we can get that look back above for that move up to our 68.75 again on NQ. See if we can get a bid. Wait, Kevin, what do you, are the people not happy with the election results? It seemed like, at least on paper, people were.
Well,
But after 37 candidates
yeah,
were killed, they seemed,
that's
you know,
I saw some I don't remember what news outlet did, but I was not surprised. But it was like, oh, but they were just mayoral candidates. It
true,
wasn't
true,
even
true.
presidential candidates. So there was nothing flubbed about it.
Yeah, it's what I was thinking. But like the lady that was actually elected, like I don't get why they allowed her. Mario and I were talking about this, but like she's Jewish, she's a scientist, and she's hard on crime and wants to regulate the oil. Like, what
And
about that is like cartel friendly?
also a woman.
Yeah, and a woman. I'm so confused. Nice, Spark. Good stuff. Playing off that 20.
I think that's probably part of it though, is like the perception on the surface of the candidate, if you're like not from the area, is like, oh, like we should support this person. Like it checks the boxes when you don't know what's,
Yeah.
actually going on behind closed doors and stuff.
Coming up into our value high here on NQ. This is our first like real offer look into 6150 off of the hold of our 20s and then playing back up on the bid of 45s. So full pushing up through this range. PVZ here, of course, at 6150 and 75s kind of being our next level. So anywhere in there, you want to be moving your stops up. I don't know if excess forms outside of value. Looking in now. Move stops up as we approach into 68. This will probably be my last trade, and then I'm dipping.
Oh yeah, Tom. I mean, I agree. But I think that way with charts to trade off of as well and
It's
other
so
coupons.
true. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Is it as fun?
might as well ask people.
Voyeurism is a weird word to use.
Adrian, did you watch the UFL stuff? I don't know if he's actually here. It looked good, man. What's up, Dubs? This thing has to boogie, and we'll see what the afternoon does. I might try to get out a half hour early so that I'd come hour and a half earlier as well. We'll see how the day is in the afternoon session. It's kind of silly, but I think that this GameStop stuff might have a big effect. Like, we might get some really good trades if there's some panic, but I kind of doubt it.
Yeah, literally, who knows? Coin flip.
I think it's like really ignorant to not think that
Yes.
everyone is super hedged who is like it has possible who has size and has possible like ability to get destroyed here.
Citron is doing a live stream of Roaring Kitty stream, by the way. They're on CNBC, I think it was, or I don't remember. It was posted
I bet
earlier.
they're not hedged, but
Yeah,
someone
they're just
like
actually short.
yeah, but I really think it's very silly to assume that these big institutions are not prepared for anything here.
2 grams?
But
Jesus.
I might be wrong, and they might just be super complacent, and we actually might see some implosions happen. So, which would be like some crazy shorts on the indices. So, it is Keith's birthday tomorrow as well. So maybe it's just a birthday stream, and says nothing about anything.
He pours one shot and then
Yeah,
logs off.
yeah. He just has a beer and he dips his 10D in it, and he's like, "Cheers, everyone!" And that's it. Well, I was thinking about this last night too, but at the overnight price,
Azeri
pretty much
BTC crude
everyone.
oil
Oh,
exports
let me
from
talk.
Ceyhan Port set at 19.19 million barrels in July versus 18.4 million barrels in June, according to a schedule.
Okay, well, so with the overnight, pretty much anyone who bought at any point was green. So I wonder if this is also like a vigilante run for him because he feels bad that people were bag holding. And this is like this is your chance to get out. Parade lap. Who the hell knows? It doesn't really
Frontier
matter.
Airlines? What?
I do, Kevin. Well, okay, sure. But I think as a human, he seems quite the way he reacts to things seems like that he would feel that way.
Yeah, he seems pretty
Pause.
empathetic.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is like obviously that's not like the pure motive, but I could see him being like, okay, how can I help these other people? I think it's very clear when his old streams as well, like they were never to like get the ball rolling for him.
Yeah.
It was to share and collaborate and
I'm out half my position here. Looking for 90 above 80. This is our previous day value high on NQ. Previous day value high on ES as well. Full range rotation from the hold of our value. Again, If we start to see any sort of resistance below our value low from yesterday, then we can start to look very bearish, but we expect rotations to occur between value low and value high from
A Europe
yesterday's
stock
balance.
600 down around 0.2%.
Same thing for, of course, NQ. Great job, Fark. Nice little Friday.
This TMF gap with the Dixie push as well is very interesting.
Zones on my chart are manually marked, but they are just going off of what our indicator is displaying. So I've just visually made them a bit clearer, Jonathan. But if I turn off drawings, I just want to show that the same zones are there with our indicators. So they're the same things. I've just made them a bit more visually appealing by marking them out with a zone of color. But all of the levels are just based off of our indicators. Great job, Gav. Yeah, then the indicators are available. Just go to the website and the link in the bio. I can actually just link it to you. What are the levels? Dubs, man. First of all, I posted the levels in Intraday Ideas, but second of all, I'm streaming the levels. And third of all, they're the same ones on your chart, man. This dude.
Interesting we couldn't get over 0 tick in these little ESNQ lifts either. If you, Dubs, if you like just click the link and don't make yourself a copy either, then it will auto update. As new things are drawn from Sig's end. If you make a copy, it won't auto update.
You see how I just wrote that on the chart?
Same thing with like the newsletter charts and stuff that we have links for.
Rejected previous day value high on ES, rotating back down to POC, it looks like. Previous day POC and today's POC are the exact same level, basically just the 62.63. This is where we'd like to see NQ be able to find a low at our 60s. If this doesn't hold, I expect one more leg down, back down into previous day value. We're doing the classic where the Russell rejects POC and then holds as our resistance. Then we basically just do these like little micro rotations while the Russell continues to just hit its head. See if we can get the pop here, or if we have this last leg down off the rejection. 68.75 now on offer. That move to our 40s. I might just leave this as a runner and go F off. I did that last night and then I just took a break even, so maybe. I woke up late and I didn't take profits on the high and then I let it stop out, Mario.
Lovely.
Yeah, it feels bad.
That's been my week anyways.
That was stupid. I mean, I guess this farm payroll candle, but could have definitely gotten out. Yeah, I'm just gonna. What am I doing? All right, it's been for real. I will talk to you all later. Go sweat my ass off. Back.
Good luck.
Peace. See you all later.
Peace.
If Mario will be on for at least a few more hours, so if you are just like transfer over to voice.
Yeah.
But stream is ended.